Welcome to Today in College Football. This is a brand new YouTube channel and a brand new YouTube series where I will be going over everything you need to know each day about college football. This will eventually develop into a daily series. It's not going to start off that way. But yeah, stick around. If you like this first video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Let's get into it. So today got off to a pretty weird start with an Ohio representative in the Ohio House proposing a bill that would prevent Ohio State games from being scheduled before noon. So there's some interesting pretenses in this bill where the 3:30 kickoff wouldn't apply, one of which is if a competing team is the football team of a state university, and the other is both competing teams are ranked among the top 10 teams in the AP poll. So those are two of the circumstances where it wouldn't apply. And then the other circumstance where it wouldn't apply is if it was a college football tradition. So what that means is basically when Ohio State plays Michigan, it's okay for it to be at noon. And then the other interesting part of this is in Section D, it says that if any game starts at a time earlier than permitted by that division, the Attorney General shall impose a fine of $10 million against either the host team's football athletic conference or the television network broadcasting or streaming the game, whichever party scheduled the earlier time. So yeah, kind of a crazy way to start the day with Ohio State basically being like, or I should say the state of Ohio basically being like, we are not playing games before noon. In all honesty, there's a lot that goes into this, including a $7 billion media contract between the Big Ten and Fox Sports, which has big noon kickoff. So this bill probably won't get passed, but still a very, very interesting proposal coming out of the state of Ohio today. Let's move on to the next story. All right, so our second biggest story of the day is the number 2 linebacker in the class of 2026, 5-star Xavier Griffin, has decommitted from USC, where he had been committed since July of 2024. Now, as you can see, Griffin has official visits already scheduled with Ohio State, Alabama, Texas, and Florida State. Ohio State has never had him on campus before, so that's a big time visit for the Buckeyes and Ryan Day, trying to get Griffin on campus so that they can pitch him. Then he travels to Tuscaloosa on June 6th, where he has been once before, but Kalen DeBoer and company will try to convince him to come to Alabama then. And then on June 13th, he travels to Austin to visit the Texas Longhorns. Again, he's been at Texas once before. And then on June 15th, he travels to Florida State, where he will talk to Mike Norvell and company, and they'll try to get him there. The interesting part about Florida State is that he's been there twice before. He did a camp there, and then he did an unofficial visit there. So Florida State's been in contact with Griffin throughout this whole process. I think there's a chance that they could land him, but as of right now, it's seeming like Alabama is going to be the favorite, and I'll go over that in a second. So as you can see, Benjamin Wolk of 24/7 Sports, he's actually a Georgia insider, but he logged an official crystal ball prediction for Xavier Griffin to Alabama this morning at 7 a.m. And in the class of 2026, he's sitting at 82, almost 83%, 34 of 41 correct. So that's a big time prediction. Crystal balls are never definitive, but it definitely can give us fans kind of an insight to see where these players might land. Now, the other interesting part of this that wasn't included on the On3 and Hayes Fawcett graphic is that Xavier Griffin is going back on an official visit at the end of June to USC. So there's a chance that he doesn't leave USC at all. He might stay at Trojan. We've seen it happen in the past, most recently with 2026 quarterback Jared Curtis, who had gone and committed to Georgia, then decommitted, did a whole other recruitment process. It looked like the Oregon Ducks were going to get him, and then, of course, eventually he ends up just committing back to Georgia. So that could happen here with Griffin as well. Now, the other big storyline of this week, and we won't really know anything probably for another month or so, but it's the expansion of the college football playoff from 12 teams to potentially 16 seeds and how those seedings would exactly work. As of right now, this is the model that is being discussed the most. It's the 4-4-2-2-1 model, and this is pissing off the ACC and the Big 12 because it would make it so that the Big 10 and the SEC both get 4 automatic qualifiers, while the ACC and Big 12 only get 2 automatic qualifiers, and then the group of 6 or group of 5 or whatever it is now will get 1 qualifier, and then there would be an at-large bid on top of that. Now, as you can imagine, why the ACC and Big 12 would be mad, it's because that they aren't getting the same representation as the other Power 4 conferences and the Big 10 and the SEC. But when you look at last year's playoff bracket, the Big 10 and the SEC, outside of Notre Dame, really dominated. Every single Big 12 and ACC team lost their first matchup in the college football playoff by over a touchdown. So I kind of get what this format's coming from. I'm not sure I'm all in on automatic qualifiers. I think we should probably do a system where the best teams make it rather than just automatic qualifiers. But again, it's a hard system to navigate. It's hard to work out. People are working hard to give fans the best product because last year's playoff saw a lot of blowouts, but we'll see where it goes from here. And then lastly, we have 100 days left until the college football season, which fires me up. I'm very excited for the 2025-2026 season. I think we have a lot of parity this year. I'm not even sure who is really a contender and who's going to kind of fall off from last season, who's going to jump up and maybe surprise us. But it's an exciting time, only 100 days left. And that's going to do it for the first ever episode of Today in College Football. I'm traveling a bit over the next couple of weeks, so I'm not sure it's going to be daily content quite yet, but eventually I'm going to try to bring daily content about college football every day, give you guys the news you might have missed or the news you just want to see in general. So if you like that idea, if you think you like this channel, please leave a like, and if you want to see more college football content, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys.